So here we are, resurrection morning. This is the one that we wait for, and the one that's a story told to us in a couple different ways. But it is the closing to the Gospel of Matthew. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this. We're going to read this last chapter of Matthew for our next installment, which will be the book of Mark. And I just want this to just resonate. I want people to be able to catch on to this. We're in no hurry, obviously, by only reading a chapter at a time. But I think it's a good for me to kind of recollect on what we've already have read, and also for you to maybe go back and reread some of these chapters and take the time to, maybe this is the first Easter that you were a believer. So take this and maybe just go over it again, just to hear these words and to let it resonate in your heart. So I hope you enjoy this. This is chapter 28. This is the resurrection of Jesus. After the Sabbath, as the first day of the week was dawning, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to view the tomb. There was a violent earthquake because an angel of the Lord descended from heaven and approached the tomb. He rolled back the stone and was sitting on it. His appearance was like lightning, and his clothing was as white as snow. The guards were so shaken by fear of him that they became like dead men. The angel told the women, "Don't be afraid, because I know you are looking for Jesus who was crucified. He is not here, for he has risen, just as he said. Come and see the place where he lay. Then go quickly and tell his disciples, he has risen from the dead, and indeed he is going ahead of you to Galilee. You will see him there. Listen, I have told you." So departing quickly from the tomb with fear and great joy, they ran to tell his disciples the news. Just then Jesus met them and said, "Greetings." They came up, took a hold of his feet, and worshipped him. Then Jesus told them, "Do not be afraid. Go and tell my brothers to leave for Galilee, and they will see me there." As they were on their way, some of the guards came into the city and reported to the chief priests everything that had happened. After the priests had assembled with the elders and agreed on a plan, they gave the soldiers a large sum of money and told them, "Say this, his disciples came during the night and stole him while we were sleeping. If this reaches the governor's ears, we will deal with him and keep you out of trouble." They took the money and did as they were instructed, and the story has been spread among Jewish people to this day. The 11 disciples traveled to Galilee, to the mountain where Jesus had directed them. When they saw him, they worshipped, but some doubted. Jesus came near and said to them, "All authority has been given to me in heaven and on earth. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe everything I have commanded you. And remember, I am with you always to the end of the age." It's a beautiful story from the perspective of Matthew. Matthew gives us a eyewitness testimony of a great miracle, the greatest miracle that we could ever imagine. I wish I was there to see Jesus in the flesh, risen from the dead. And someday I will. But this is the story that I get to hold on to, just like the history books. We see that George Washington was once alive because we read the history books to tell us. And I believe that George Washington was a person, and I believe that George Washington was the first president of the United States. I also believe this history book that tells me that Jesus was the Son of God and he rose from the dead. I hope you have a blessed Easter. I hope you have been blessed by this first book of the Bible, reading it with me. I appreciate you all so very much. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. I also have a TikTok now. If you want to go out there and check that out as well, if you have TikTok, you can find me at aeshepherd.online, and you can find my TikToks and maybe even be part of our live streams. So I hope you have a wonderful Easter season. God bless you, and we'll see you soon.